Yo, what's going on, guys? Bexio back, and today we got a brand new video with some big news coming in for Bitcoin. Another country adopting it, or at least looking into it, and that is Cuba. You can see right here, Cuba's government says it will recognize and regulate Bitcoin and other cryptos. And the reason they're doing this is because it's very difficult to use US dollars in Cuba and all this different stuff. You can see it says because of tough embargo rules in Cuba, it's become difficult to use dollars. As a result, popularity of Bitcoin has grown among Cuba's technologically savvy. So you see, Bitcoin can be used globally without anyone controlling it, and there are these things about Cuba where they would interact with the dollar that they can't do. They're banned from Visa and Mastercard. Western Union suspended dollar transfers to Cuba, and sanctions make it difficult to use the US dollar. So all of these things Bitcoin fixes. Cuba being banned from Visa and Mastercard. These are payment networks. You cannot be banned from the Bitcoin network. If you're in Bitcoin, you can send Bitcoin anywhere you want. No one can ban you from using the network. That would be crazy. And yet here we have the Visa network, the MasterCard network banning Cuba, and the Bitcoin network doesn't ban anybody. Western Union suspending dollar transfers to Cuba. Those are remittances that people would send to Cuba and everything, and they might as well use Bitcoin anyways because these can have up to like 30% fees on them, which is ridiculous. You might as well just send Bitcoin. So just check that off. Great for Bitcoin. And the sanctions, same thing with Bitcoin. Bitcoin, nobody has control over it. No one can sanction any country and saying they're not allowed to use Bitcoin. So big parts of Bitcoin are being shown here, why it is so important. It's more than money. It's more than just making money. Things that give people actual financial freedom and allow them to live their lives. There's no control over it. That is something that's super important. Financial freedom and taking back control of your money. A lot of people, especially in first world countries, don't even realize that that's a big deal everywhere else in the world. But apart from that, we have some price action stuff going on with Bitcoin. We can see this ascending channel. We are attempting to get back into it right here. Just barely over this line, this ascending line here. We want to ideally get back in here, kind of work our way to the top. But we did have this bounce around 40, got down to 46.5, 46.6, but we're over 47,000, which is a massive level. We had lots of resistance over here to try and get over it. Ultimately did, came back down and dipped below it, but got it back above it. So good sign. Attempting to get back into this channel, another good sign, but I don't know how it's going to be difficult to get back in here and rally over the top. I still think getting over 50K could got to be like 51, 52,000 to get that confidence back. You probably get a lot of traders back at that point, but right now it's just spot trading. A lot of people are just buying spot and holding Bitcoin. And you can tell that by these leverage here, or this margin data. So this is leverage being used in Bitcoin. The longs, a little bit of a tick up, but still this 38,000 level. And then shorts, 5% up, back over 1,500, which is funny because the price just had a little pump. They want to try and short it, but ultimately nothing massive, nothing that's going to cause big price moves or anything. No squeezes or anything they're really looking out for. But it's just not much. I mean, we're still under 4% short. No big moves in leverage. And this has been the story of the market so far. Kind of why I've been saying that the market just is very healthy at the prices it's at. We might have saw profit taking at that 50K level that brought us down here, but ultimately it's the market is in a good position. It's spot trading. It's not long leveraging and stuff, which would be susceptible to squeezes and liquidations. And on top of that, the hash rate continues to come back. We can see right here, this is the hash rate chart. This was the bottom in July, the beginning of July, where we saw this rally start to happen again. And we've passed one big milestone, which was this drawdown in November 2020. this drawdown here and came back up. We're above that point now, and we're getting very close to getting above this drawdown that happened in April, on April 22nd, 2021. This was 131. We're at 129 right now, so very close and getting above these drawbacks, and then ultimately going to new all-time highs. The hash rate has a big correlation with Bitcoin's price. The hash rate is like the security of the network, you can say, and that continues to rise. The price follows suit with it. It is weird that it just is that way, but it makes a lot of sense at the same time, because security and the network go hand in hand, like with the price. So the more secure the network, the more strongly people feel about the network and developments on it, the more likely they are to come into the network itself. And we have this interesting little chart here, which is just kind of cool to look at, and that's one of the most interesting ways to visualize Bitcoin's adoption is a polar coordinates chart, like Clockwork Parts has done. The logarithmic radius represents Bitcoin's price, while the angle represents time. So it's just really cool to see, because we all know Bitcoin's made on math and just all computing power, math, all of this stuff. So it's cool to see that it makes a pattern. It literally makes this circle pattern that is just continuing to go and expand out and continue to rise in price. Seeing that Bitcoin is all based off math and computing problems and computing power, it just makes sense that, of course, you can chart out things and they just make sense. That's what math does. It just makes sense. And something that a few people are looking at is this pattern that Bitcoin looks, or people are trying to point out, from 2017 to 2021. That is this kind of area here in the green being similar to this area here in the green here. So the comparison would be, you see right here, a little bit of a drawdown, rally, and then this would be moving down towards like the ultimate bottom, and then this pump up, sideways trade a little bit, and then another explosion up. So that would be the same thing as here, you know, the drawdown, rally, collapse, and then this pump up to here, where we're kind of going pump, and then going a little sideways, getting a lot tighter, ultimately leading to another pump, which is going to be explosive over the six figures if it could be something that copies 2017. The only thing is, obviously, you can't just say because this happened once, it should happen again in a lot of things. And I mean, this isn't like a perfect thing to kind of look at. The RSI, they also have mapped out here. So, I mean, could we see it? Very easily, yes. Is it a little bit crazy? A little bit, to try and draw these comparisons. This is not, you know, all-time highs in 2017. This was fighting for all-time highs, and then this is fighting to get back to all-time highs. So a little bit different, but it would be interesting to see that happen. So we'll see where Bitcoin takes us. We are, you know, going to watch this for the next couple days, see if we get back into this ascending channel, get above 50K, and ultimately try and blast off. But, you know, going to the weekend, a lot lower volume. Maybe, hopefully we can at least take over 50K. That would be nice. But the weekend trading is usually not something crazy. That's going to do it for this video, guys. Don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe. We are on the road to 1,000 subscribers. See you guys in my next video.